and we want you to stand aside while the commission of inquiry is underway. But Noble, do you want me to resign? I mean, I'm happy to resign. If you don't want me anymore, just ask me to resign. I'll resign.
Yes. Don't just look for any other thing.
And then Noble said, really? I said, of course. If you don't want me, why should I struggle to stay? And so, actually, the whole conversation turned. I gave 3 months' notice. So that was in September or October. Gave 3 months' notice. Worked my notice. Arranged to hand over to Robert Kabashenga and else. But the very important point, Eddie, is that I was not unhappy. Actually, of political pressure, and you're walking a tightrope all the time. Balance this complaint with that necessity. How do you navigate all these treacherous seas?
Yes, I'm actually thinking that there has been a joke in the corridors of Kampala or corners of Kampala that Robert is always not walking straight. He doesn't know which landmine is going to.
Yeah, but that was the same. That was the same for me. If you're in that job, and even I'm sure Kalinaki and the guys at Monitor have the same problem. They also have to walk the tightrope. So actually, it was a relief to get years in the top job. That's a really long time. And I think President Museveni legitimately could have thought maybe another manager can do a better job. I mean, if you own a business, the government owned New Vision to a majority of the shares, any business, you think, maybe I should get another managing director for this business because maybe we need to go in a new direction or reinvigorate the business. So it's completely legitimate for President Museveni and the government to actually decide, let's get a new manager for the New Vision. I didn't feel, I felt a relief. I didn't have the political pressure anymore. I mean, obviously a bit sad, but not destroyed. And work here for 20 years. I'm not sad. I mean, I was sad that I was leaving, but I'm not angry at all. And actually, it was a chance for a new beginning for myself to do some different things. And it had been a privilege. I was really proud to have worked at New Vision for 20 years. And it had also been a great experience. And it had been a great experience working with Museveni and Mayomba and all those other people. I didn't feel bitter with anyone. I really want that to be understood.
Yes,
I actually was happy that I had the chance to work with all these people.
Well, and I think that so there was no settling any scores from what I see, right?
No.
And so I spent a lot of time, William, with people in the gym. I like to work out. I like to keep fit. I like to be healthy.
And by the way, everyone should work out and stay healthy. Which I also still try and do.
Yeah, so in my daily walk of gym and stuff like that, I meet up with so many CEOs who are struggling in their offices, in their jobs, and a whole lot of people out there who don't know how to go about it. It's not about money, but so the only time we get free to discuss serious stuff, whether you're a general or presidential advisor, the moment we get into the steam, everybody losing up.
Yeah.
Because the heat just as a way brings down everybody's.
And you only have a towel on. You don't have clothes. Yes.
For lack of a better word, and so we tend to get free. So we were discussing your book. And by the way, that's the spring or the root of this interview. I met a couple of people.
Yeah, I think the book is over there. Yes. Competence, available in Aristoc and Entebbe Airport Bookshop.
Yes.
And also, I think this cafe, Rosaho, this cafe in Naguru is going to stock it.
Yes. And so somebody said, have you read William Pike's book, the new book? I said, yeah, I did. And it says, is the guy trying to settle scores with the state? Does it feel like the state he once served as, let his hand loose or something? Is there something holding? I said, oh, by the way, that's a good thing. I hadn't thought about it that way, but I'm going to do an interview. I'm going to look for William and just try and do his interview and find out if this book coming at this point of time is actually settling scores. Can you clear that?
It's definitely not settling scores. And as I explained to you at the beginning,
Would you like to take a cup of sip of coffee again?
no, I'm
Because
fine.
that's a hard one.
I had the manuscript for the first 14 chapters. So the 15th chapter, which was the roundup of how I left New Vision, was just really to put everything in context. It's definitely not settling scores. But actually, as I said earlier, I'm not bitter. I really just felt it was a privilege to be allowed to work at New Vision and to live in Uganda, and actually now to have a Ugandan passport as well. Actually, the motivation was different. The real motivation was, it will be a tragedy if this history is forgotten. Because what the NRA did in the bush was very extraordinary. They captured power without any external support. From 1981 to 1985, they had no external support. Colonel Gaddafi in Libya gave 1,000 guns, which were shared in 1981, which were shared between the NRA and Andrew Kaira and UFM. But that's all the support they got in 5 years. They had no external base. They couldn't run into Kenya or Congo or Sudan for hiding. They were stuck in the middle of Uganda in Luwero. To take power without an external base and without external support, it's actually something Ugandans should be very proud of. They shouldn't think this is just Museveni propaganda. It was actually a very big thing. Only China and Cuba have had successful revolutions that captured state power without external support, that were purely internal. I had a discussion with someone, he said, no, Nyerere gave guns to the NRA. But Tanzania gave guns to the NRA after July